Hey guys, welcome back to my info prediction videos. Today, we're going to be redoing my predictions for the Las Vegas Raiders, okay? And you might be wondering why are you redoing them? It's because, I did them first right after the draft and everything, and now a lot more stuff has happened. Trades have happened, signings have happened, and I've gone deep dives. The Raiders, I feel like Derek Carr, let's just talk about them for a second. Derek Carr is a pretty, he is a formidable quarterback. He's definitely not one of the best, but I think he's good enough that I think at some point he will, in his career, he will probably take the Raiders to the playoffs. Maybe even this year. We'll have to see. I haven't done these predictions yet. And but also I feel like he's not really gonna help that. He's an okay wide receiver unit, but his tight end unit is pretty terrible. Now he does have Josh Jacobs, who I think is one of the better running backs, and their defense is pretty good. So let's go ahead and jump into this. In week 1, we have the Raiders against the Panthers. This is an interesting one. I feel like both of these teams. I feel like the Panthers have, they've got an offense that is pretty good. I mean, they used all their draft picks on defense, and they really didn't. Their defense isn't anything special. So it's gonna be interesting to see if the Carolina defense can stop them. I feel like the offense and their defense. I just feel like their offense is much better. That's all I have to say. And this one, so it's also interesting. But the New Orleans defense is amazing. So I'm just gonna have to give the New Orleans the win there. All right, now this would have been a Raiders easily a Raiders win a few days ago, really just a couple weeks ago. But now that they've got Cam Newton, if they do start Cam Newton, then this whole thing is gonna. I have a feeling if they start Jared Stidham, then I feel like the Raiders can easily win this, even though they have a great secondary. But I feel like they also have okay wide receivers. So I mean, yeah, if they had great tight ends, then Las Vegas would have a great lead over here. Seeing tight ends don't usually go far enough for cornerbacks to mess with them. This is a really good matchup. This will be a nice one to watch. But just seeing as Cam Newton seems to take over the whole offense, I'm going to give this one to the Patriots. Very, very close one. Could go either way. And also, could go either way. But I'm giving it to the Patriots. And the team that I had number 1 ranked in my power rankings up against them, the Buffaloes really just are an all-around a great team. It's going to be really hard for the Raiders to stop them. They have a tough beginning schedule. I mean, they could potentially be 0-4 here, or they could potentially be 1, or they could be 3-1. I don't see them ever losing to the Saints. I'm gonna give this one to the Bills just because of the immense that they're better, and this is another one I don't feel like they can have a chance here. So now they're 1-4 going to the bye week. They've got week 7 against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, another good one. Is Tom Brady going to be showing his age and everything, or is he going to be really good? It's going to be weird to see. So, I feel like coming off of a bye week, going up against their defense, I feel like the Raiders can probably pull out a win here. They've been getting knocked. This is another one that could definitely go to the Buccaneers, but I feel like the Raiders can pull it off. They've got 1, 2, 3 pretty. I mean, this would be an upset win, but I definitely feel like the Raiders can pull it off. 3 games where they were heavily supposed to lose, and then they go up against a game that I really think is pretty evenly matched. It's really going to come down to, is Cleveland doesn't have very good secondary, and I feel like Derek Carr maybe could take advantage of that. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one to the Raiders. Now they're 3-4. They're coming back. People starting to talk about them a little bit more, like, oh yeah, they had a rough patch, but now, I mean, they've got Pretty normal stretch here. Against the Chargers, I feel like if they're starting Herbert at this point, it'd be a very different game than if they're starting Taylor. You know what? I'm just gonna have them splitting with them. I'm gonna give the Chargers that one because they're at home. And then against the Broncos, I am not a believer in what's it called? I am not a believer in Drew Lock, but the rest of their team is pretty solid. I'm gonna give this one to Denver. Alright, so now they are 3-6, and again, I don't see them even splitting with the Chiefs. And now I guess Atlanta, this is another game. They've got a stretch of games that they could probably win. They've really got to win out if they're going to have a chance here. So against Atlanta, though, they're pretty. I feel like unpopular opinion here, Derek Carr is better than Matt Ryan, but that's not all it's about. I'm just gonna give Las Vegas that win and that win pretty easily. So now they're 5-7. People are saying they're out of the playoffs. Their fans are saying no. All right, and then Colts versus Raiders. Very interesting matchup. Hard one. Philip Rivers is getting old. I feel like both of these guys are guys who are probably past their prime, but could probably take their respective teams to the playoffs. And I feel like the Colts just have a better overall team. So now they're hanging on to the possibility of making that third playoff spot. And I'm going to have them splitting with these two teams right here. So now it's all about Miami. Obviously, this is going to be Tagovailoa playing in this one. I don't see how it couldn't be. Miami, they've got, I don't know. They've got a good enough offense to where they could do something, but their defense is also not the. I'm just gonna give it to the Raiders. 8-8 is where you stand. You're 0-6. I guess this isn't anything to look at, seeing as every single team you've lost to is winning. So yeah, 3-5 at home, 5-3 away. Hope you guys don't get mad at me about this, but this is just what I think. So 8-8. We'll see if you guys make the playoffs. I kind of doubt it. So yeah, I hope you're liking this updated thing. I mean, I've got all my stuff, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Carson is out. Oh, wait. Follow my Twitter and support me on Patreon, both of which are in the description. I'm using playoffpredictors.com. You can use it to make your own. Share it with me on Twitter. I will definitely give it a look, retweet it probably. So yeah. See you guys in the next one. Bye.